Welcome to Policing TV. Each week we will explore the highlights from our latest videos, diving into topics like AI, technology, drugs, and the people shaping the future of policing. The early bank holiday saw us at the NPCC and PCMA CCTV conference, which brought together various stakeholders in policing and surveillance to share both knowledge and the best practices among professionals in the field. In this clip, we hear from Tony Gleason, Chairman at the PCMA, Gary Pugh, Governmental Forensic Science Regulator, Andy Reid, the National Capabilities Manager for CCTV, and Paul Taylor, Chief Scientific Advisor Office NPCC.
Okay, good morning. My name's Tony Gleason. I'm delighted to be here in Stratford-upon-Avon at the National Police Chiefs Council CCTV meeting and conference, along with the Public CCTV Managers Association. The aim for these 2 days is to share information, intelligence and collaboration with our policing partners, but we've been working for a number of years with them with the sole aim to make the streets of our country safer, community safety, public safety, and collaboration with intelligence with the use of CCTV surveillance from local authorities.
Good morning. I'm very happy today to have presented to the National CCTV Conference. I think this is perhaps the third or fourth time I've done this, and every time there are important issues to bring to the attention of this conference about the regulation of forensic science. It's relatively new and people are adjusting to it, but it's important and it underpins the provision of reliable and accurate evidence to the criminal justice system. So I'm grateful for the opportunity, and I hope that everyone takes on board the requirements of the code and delivers effective CCTV evidence into the criminal justice system.
Yeah, so I'm Andy Reid. I'm the National Capabilities Manager for CCTV, and I've helped organise this event to bring all our colleagues together, particularly with the Police CCTV Managers Association, the PCMA, who've been really good in helping us with any collaborative work with local authorities and making sure that policing really understands the critical nature of CCTV and what they do. And it's thanks to people like you see here who are really coming together over the next 2 days to really discuss all of their issues and ideas together and really promote the use of CCTV, not only in local authorities but within policing as a criminal investigation tool. And it's really good to see everybody here this couple of days. So thanks to everyone for coming along.
I'm Paul Taylor. I'm the Chief Scientific Advisor for Policing. I'm delighted to be here at the CCTV conference. The theme of the conference is collaboration, and that's a message that I'm particularly keen on: collaboration with industry, collaboration with academia. These are the ways in which we can innovate collectively together and improve policing in all areas.
Dr. Amanda Davies continued to discuss the importance of simulation in training police officers, the global perspectives on its application, and the diverse ways it can enhance police education. In this clip, we hear her work on simulation-based learning for police education, focusing on a special issue she is guest editing for Oxford University Press, highlighting the various topics covered in the upcoming publication.
Present day work that you're doing. I mentioned it's looking at simulation-based learning for police education and very much an international perspective. So please do tell us about that.
Thank you, Bernard, for this opportunity. It's a really interesting process that we've been undertaking in regards to this special edition. Simulation approach to education for police is not new. It has been around for centuries potentially. However, there's less available in the open access area of sharing this information about how simulation is being used to train police officers, what the outcomes are, how it's advanced, because we take the advances in the entertainment world, the serious games world, and we build those into simulations for preparing potentially officers who are new to the field of policing, but also those that have been in policing for a number of years, preparing them particularly to tackle some of the new crime typologies that have come to the surface, particularly since COVID-19, when, as we in the policing world know, the criminal fraternity moved from the street to the online and developed a lot of different crime typologies that the police are now having to tackle and to mitigate. So the approach to simulation use for police education, we've identified, is being used in police organisations across the world. In this particular simulation, we have papers from Australia, from Sweden, from the UK, from Canada, from New Zealand, and they all tell a different story. But what they have in common is that they talk to the benefits of using simulation to train police officers and for frontline officers generally. And the articles also talk to the different ways in which these organisations have approached the use of simulation-based learning and the outcomes. So to be realistic, not always does it work well, and that's all part of the learning journey. And sharing it with other police communities around the world builds the whole of educational knowledge and skills for that global policing community. And that's really the aim of the special edition, is about enhancing the global police community education.
Lastly, in this shortened week, retired Inspector Lance Valcourt concluded his conversation with us by discussing the significant challenges facing Canadian policing today, including the need for better information sharing, hiring and retention issues, and the cultural challenges related to mental health support for officers. In this clip, he talks about his role in protecting officers' mental health well-being in Ottawa.
Roles as a duty inspector was, if it became apparent to us that we had an officer that was struggling with issues to the point that they had suicidal ideations, for example, then my job was to kind of step in, and the first thing we had to do was obviously protect that officer, their family, the community, and that typically meant removing their use of force options. Well, that's a massive, massive decision, and the impact on the officer, right? But of course, as I say to my kids and now my grandkids, safety first, right? So first we need to deal with safety, but then going forward, how do we deal with that? How do we support that member, right? And how do we do that in a compassionate way? And that's why I think we have groups in Canada that are kind of encouraging us, and correctly, to do a better job on the culture side. Because if an officer is struggling, don't we want them to come forward and say, I need help, right? And we do, but we can't, if they think that their career is going to be harmed, then it's difficult.
So this challenging balance between a duty of care to the individual, to the individual's family, to society as well, protecting society, and also be able to, for the individual and indeed their colleagues, being able to come forward and for that individual's own good, for the individual's family's own good and society's well-being, come forward. So a challenge there, and it won't surprise you, Lance, for me to say that I recognise what you've described in Canada as a challenge that I have seen elsewhere in the world, northern and southern hemispheres. So there's so much more that we could explore. We've already, in 3 separate videos, this being the third, covered a lot of ground. What I will say as we come to a conclusion on this video is I'd very much welcome the opportunity to pick up again with you for Policing TV on these and potentially other matters. But in closing, I will just mention again the book that you have written that we talked about in detail in part 2. The title being If They Only Knew: A Cop's Journey with Addiction and Mental Health. On that note, Lance, thank you very much indeed for your time. I wish you and your family all the very best, and thank you for talking to Policing TV.
Thank you very much.
Thank you for watching. Tune in next week.